to attempt to be inclusive, but really what it does is it blocks out, for example, I like to use the term people who were gendered female at birth versus female born, because I don't really identify with being born a female. I don't really know what that means. So I was gendered female by a doctor. My body is not female. I don't like female terms being applied to my body, so I don't use that. So yeah, so we use like the term transmasculine to say that someone who was gendered female at birth versus someone who was gendered male at birth, like the idea that because I'm transitioning and because I'm trans that I have to identify as masculine and I have to do masculine things and I have to be manly, versus someone who was gendered male at birth has to identify as trans feminine, has to be girly, whatever that means, has to want to take hormones and such and so forth and identify as a girl. And these are really the only spaces that exist for the trans community. Oftentimes, like, you won't even see anything having to do with non-binary people at all. Has anyone noticed this in general? Like, in any trans community where they only acknowledge the existence of men and women who are trans? Cool. That's awesome, because I see it all the time.
What do you mean they only acknowledge the existence
of trans men and trans women, as opposed to genderqueer people, as opposed to bisgender people?
Oh, yeah, the first time I ever heard of genderqueer is here in this room.
Wonderful. I'm glad. Well, I'm not glad that that's the case, but I'm glad that we're learning.
A group that was my first or second group when the what's his name? I'm so confused.
No, Lee.
Lee. Yeah, when I met Lee was my first experience with meeting someone genderqueer. I thought that was exciting.